Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show a video about how did we make our floating deck. Come on. So here is our opening of the kitchen to the backyard, and you can see it is around 30 inch. So usually we don't need a permit for the deck which is less than 30 inch. If I try to build the deck at the level of kitchen floor, then on the other side of the ground it was getting more than 30 inch. So what I decided to do is keeping the other side of the ground less than 30 inch and making wherever it comes to the kitchen layer, and it comes only one step. What I'm going to do is having one step towards the opening side of the house and having 3 steps towards the other side of the ground. Now you can see we had a lawn all over the backyard. So the first step of this one was clearing the lawn, which is still going on, but other than that was we had to step out all the dimensions, how much deck you want to build and how much is your need. In our case, I have I have a wife and 2 kids. I'm sorry to say one wife, everyone has only one wife. I have a wife and 2 kids, so for us 12 foot by 14 foot was more than sufficient. And what we're going to do is just some coffee chairs and a grill, that's it. So we decided to have a 12 foot by 14 foot deck here. For that I decided to have 3 beams, 2 by 8s. I'm going to make it box beams, and for that we need 9 foundation posts. You can see this is one of the posts, how it is made. This is the far side, so it is going to be around 28 inch. To reach the 28 inch, this was sufficient to having an extra long 4x4 post. But what I decided was having the construction block first and then put a ready-made concrete post that can use 4x4 post on top of it, which we can see here is going to have my box beam. A box beam is a beam that is consist of 2 2x6 or 2x8 and then 1 4x4. So here you can see it is making a box. One of side is on the other side. See how that is making a box. I'm going to have 3 beams like that and then have the joist on top of it. So when the joist is also 2x8, they're all pressure treated. This is the end of the deck. On top of it the decking wood will come. You can see the inside is also leveled very nice. So all my 9 posts are really above the ground and in a good shape. We are looking to construct 3 beams, and then after that there is a big chunk of joist, around 14 joist, around 16 inch wide, and on top of it we'll have the composite deckings. So that's it for today. I'll have my another session made after probably this video. In that session I'll show you some other materials that I used. Let's talk about how I built my foundation. So as we talk, this is a construction block which I use to maintain the enough height, and on top of it I use the concrete 4x4 post which are ready made from Home Depot. This is also from Home Depot. And to the side of the box, to the size of the box beam, I cut 4x4 and then I pass through a rod. Usually this is not a construction rod, this is the hanger rod for electric purposes, but in this case I'm not passing a construction rod because it was very difficult. I needed a very big hole which I don't want, so I just use this one and pass through it. I'm going to put this throughout the post that passed underneath this block, and eventually I'm going to put concrete into it that post the whole block and set it really nice. So we can see this post is already built, and you see how steady it is, rock solid. In the material we don't have too much. What we ordered from Home Depot was the post of the concrete that we need for 4x4 post, and these posts were surrounded by some of the pebbles and quickcrete. So here is the quickcrete that we used, and these are the pebbles that we used. This goes underneath the foundation. That makes your foundation waterproof. Not waterproof, but if there is some pouring water it can go downline and then downpour, and then this post make it rock solid. You can see all the pebbles around and this post on top of it, which is very solid. Good. night time, I took out my laser and took the pleasure of the technology to see how the level works. Here we see. Here is my DeWalt Black & Decker laser unit. I have set it up and start. Let's see how it goes. Here's the post 1. You can see the first post has it on top of it, so does the last. The second one has it very slightly near the corner where my finger is, but rest of the post you can see. Oops, the laser has the power down. Yeah, you can see all the posts are highlighting really well. And I zoom out the picture on the darker side. Oh my god, the laser powers are really low. Yep, I really love the technology. Amazing. So today is the another day, and after we got our Home Depot order today morning for the lumbar, I started cutting 14.8 feet for the beams, and we already had 12 feet ordered for the joist. So once I had beams, I should make beams. Here is how it looks like. You can see I have laid out 3 beams, all 3 are box beams. This is how the box looks like. 2x8, 4x4 post, and another 2x8 going to be clamped here. You can see the hole. There will be a bolt passing through here, and then on the other side you will have a nut. I can show you how I did on my first beam. You can see this is the bolt. It's passing through all the way from your 2x8, 4x4, 2x8, and then here's how it comes out on the nut side. So one beam is completed for 3 bolts. The another beam already had 1 bolt, and then we are missing all the required bolts today. So tomorrow I'm gonna get rest of the 5 bolts, and then I'm gonna complete all 3 beams. Here at night times I took out my laser again. You can see my laser right there. And then I just wanted to see how the beams level look like, because the post level on the laser was really good, but now it's time to check after you lay out the beams. And surprisingly, I feel proud that even after the beams laid out, the level is astonishing. Let me show you. You see, here is my laser light on the first beam edge, on the second beam edge, and then as the beam passes you can see the shadow of the laser. Here is one, and then you see there are a few more, and then here at the end, even at the end of the beam, you saw one laser light at the start of the beam, and then there's a laser shadow all the way here. You see there is another little strike of the laser. That's how the levels. Super awesome. You see on the other beam, lasers are a little bit high, but I would say it is good, because that will give a little bit slope to my deck. So this beam leveled this beam like 2. I wanted 2 millimeter upper than the first one, and the third one is like 1/4 of an inch, like 6 millimeter high, so that I can have a very slight slant from that side to this side. Here is how it looks like. You can see the laser level almost there, and on the third one you can see the laser level a little bit from the beam, so that will give me a little bit slope of the deck when I put the joist on top of it, from this side to that side. So the beam's work is done. Fantastic. It's been a while since I started my deck to lay out the foots. The post work and leveling took a while. I did it a little easy because I wanted to do more better leveling. But finally I was able to complete all my beams. I forgot the name. I thought joists. They are not joists, they are beams. I forgot all my beams. So you can see I have laid out all three beams. The third one's near the door opening of the kitchen, and I took out my stairs yesterday. You can see there's a ladder joist painted on one side, which is on top of the first beam. We started the ladder joist this morning and it started raining, so we couldn't do anything more. Although I have marked out the separation of the joist on the ladder joints, so tomorrow morning I'll just keep screwing all the joists and using the joist hangers. Today was rain all day, you can see, and it messed up my work. Almost the whole day got ruined. These are the boards I'm going to use as my joists, and there are cut boards in front of it. I'm going to use them between the joists for the side flexibility, to make more rigidity, not flexibility. Today was a good day. Although it was raining in the morning, it cleared at 10 a.m. So we started putting our joists. In the morning, we laid out the first joist, that is rim joist, which is butting towards the house. And then all 15 joists across, according to the measure, I have kept, except the two ends, I have kept all of them at 16 inch apart. So the start of first joist is 16 inch from the second joist, except the last two, because the last two I am again going to make a box into that, because that is going to have a border. What we use for the joist hanging is a joist hanger bracket. This is a standard bracket. I guess everybody uses this. That's how it goes underneath the joist, and it keeps it hanging like this. And you use the shoulder bolts accordingly, the structural bolts, not the shoulder bolts. And we use 3-inch nails to put the joists and the side joist, or maybe rim joist. This is not rim joist, this is open side, but on that side. So we had to keep it a little bit outside, so I can use the drill and put all the nails from the other side. And then with the help of everybody in the house, my parents, little ones, my wife, we just push the whole thing into the wall. Now it's really butted well. Let me show you. This is butting really well into the wall. You can see it's all the way there. And then these are the joist hangers. You can see right now I have put these structural bolts, only 4 of them, but eventually I'm going to use 6 of them. We already had the rake. You can see the rake paint. It was already earlier video also, but I never mentioned what is it. So that's a red color simple paint, around $15 in the Home Depot, but that protects your wood that's not going to be shown outside. So since there is going to be deck track on top of it, it's okay to have the red color inside. It doesn't look so good because people use chocolate and other brown colors. They were expensive, like 49 bucks. This is 15 bucks only, and you can use it, which is going to hide. I don't care. Yes, so today we laid out all our joist structure, and it's in place now. You can see it's this one, this end to that end. We measured it, cleared out like 230 inches from that end to this end. It came out 229.75. So I'm off only by 1/4 of an inch, which is 6 millimeters. I don't care. Usually people are off around 3 inches, 4 inches, and they work on their goods to adjust, but I never had to. Lucky, but we did this so patiently, and so many times we laid it out on level that now it's on a good spot with all the dimensions matching. So this is our joist frame ready. Next task is to put the decking frame on top of it. Before that, I'm going to put the steps over here, not steps but the joint connectors over here, and also in the center. You can see there are a couple cones out in the middle. Okay. So these are ready. I'm just going to put them in the center and then use nails. They will be exactly in the center to avoid the flipping on each side. They don't carry the load, they just do the left to right pushing. Yeah, that's it for today. Here is my another helping hand. My dad. He has been helpful from the very beginning of the project and so much motivation. It wouldn't be possible without my parents' help. He's an excellent painter. You can see all the ground digging, the grass taking out, and anything else. All the paint work he has done. By touching the small faces to control the lateral movement of the joist is required but not fun at all. You can see I have started from that end and all the way reaching till here, and now I have only 2 more to go. So let's get going.
These are the joist hangers. They hang the joist with the frame.
Thank you. While assembling the center support, I come to know that at the end my last joist was bowing a little bit outside, and it was going outside the support of the beam. So what I did was I added an extra support bracket here just for a temporary. It's going to be removed later on, and then with the 2 nails on the side I tried to push this one inside. So once this is pushed exactly butting the face of the beam, now what I did was, instead of the last center support, because it was only 1, that wasn't sufficient to pull the entire load of the rack here towards inside, so I used 2 of the center support instead of 1 last. So that's not gonna look so pretty, but this is what it is. Now this will help my edge to pull a little bit inside, put load that side. Now you might question, why did I use so many separators at the end joist? This is because I am going to make a border here, which is a slightly different color than what my tracking board is going to be. So on the both side, this side and the other side, since it is going to be 90 degree to the other sides of the decking boards, I had to give them support. There will be 2 of them, so I needed to give them support. So these are the supports for them. They are on both sides, on this side and on that side. Today is a sunny day, and you can see how it looks like. This morning I'm done with all the wood framing for the deck. It's look like it's time to start the decking on top of the joist frame. It's always fun and helpful when you have a helping hand, especially when your wife becomes half of your engineer. The workload becomes half. Sweet Wi-Fi is helping me. So does the little one. Hello, are you supervising? There you go. She's an excellent helper. Thank you.
अंदर सिंह
Finally, the day has arrived when I have to start doing the flooring for the deck. We are using composite decking, and we are going to use the borderline as a separate color than the rest of the board. So here I got a miter saw and got my 45 degrees cut on each side. It's going to make an angle, and I'm going to have an overhang of 1 inch on each side. You can see how I used the board clamped outside, so I know how to nail that. And eventually I'll get measurement, get it cut from the center, because I have a butt joint in the center. We don't get 14 feet long capped edges. This is a capped edge. So laid out pretty nice and good to go. Thank you. So after a long struggle of 5 weeks, we were finally able to complete our deck. And here is how it looks like. Turned out better than I expected. You can see how the frame and the beam and the post, and we used the tables underneath the post for the ground. Yeah, we used almost $100 tables. They were discounted Home Depots. What I mainly bought is, like, somebody returned the open bag. You can ask for a 50% discount and they give it. Yeah, I got those kind of bags, and still I paid $100. So technically I paid $200 tables, but they look pretty decent. They're not bad. And then I also applied the weed killer on top of it, so it kills the rest of the grass. Here is how it looks like. The beams looks pretty nice, pretty stable now when the deck is completed, and the frame also looks really good. The border came out pretty okay. I mean, it looks good, but still not actually what I expected. And here's the miter joint. You can see 45-degree joint. That's pretty decent according to what a newcomer can do. Not that bad. It looks straight. It looks pretty straight. Even the decking boards also look straight on this side or on that side. On both sides you can see. Now the only pending question for me is, should I use the nails at the last joint of the decking board, or I just use the clips that comes with the decking board, because when I use the clips it looks a little bit flimsy, but still it's solid. But when you walk on it you can feel a little bit wobbly surface, but still turn out great. The steps also turn out really great. The steps also has a miter joint. You can see that 45-degree joint. That 45-degree joint turned out pretty great. And then the steps, like overall structure of the whole deck is now looking pretty decent when it is completed and clean. This is better than what we expected, but for a beginner, I believe I did a good job, and I am happy with what I did.